Are you the kind of person that has a lot of goals? Maybe you want to gain a new skill. Maybe you have a lot of interest. I don't know. Are you the kind of person that goes, I am going to read 100 books. I'm actually going to start hitting the gym and get jacked by this summer. I am going to be a master chef. And it's crazy because you tend to say all those things, but then a week passes by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, and you didn't even do it. Sure, maybe you have put in the effort within a couple days, maybe a week, right? But at some point you might have fell off, right? And because of this little issue that we have, it turns out that we are all talk and no show. And so what ends up pretty much happening is that we tend to continue with our old habits, maybe doom scrolling, playing hours of video games, maybe even binge watching hours of TV shows, movies, whatever you want to call it. So that's it. We go back to our old, basic, boring life. And look, it's okay. I struggle with this myself as well. I say that I want to get back in shape, and sometimes I'll fall off short. I can hit the gym maybe a week. Then after that, I get burnt out and then I never come back. And believe me, I'm one of the most laziest person out there. Sometimes I just try to go by off of motivation. But realistically, there will never ever be the right time. You have to do it even when you're not motivated.
But Majinex, what if I don't have time?
You know, I have to call myself out too. I make that exact same excuse. I don't have enough time. Realistically, we're just tired. We're lazy. I mean, that's how I see it, right? Lack of time is basically an excuse. Or here, let me help you get in a better perspective. If you really can't make time for something, then most likely it's not a high enough priority for you. That's a bar, right, guys? Yeah. No. Whatever, fine. Yeah, I don't care. If it was lame, it was lame. But think about it. If something is actually important to you, most likely you're gonna make time for it, right? I would assume so. All right, you guys know I had to cook on that one. That's a bar. But what if I said there is a possible method that is for lazy people just like me or you that can achieve our goals? Pretty much you already know the basics. You're gonna need commitment, consistency, your lazy ass, and I'm pretty sure you already know where this is going. You have to put in the work. The annoyance of starting now. But actually, do me a favor. Go ahead and write a list. And if you don't want to write a list and you want to do it the lazy way, just name a couple things off your head. What is it that you want to accomplish? You want to work out, learning how to cook, play an instrument, or it could literally just be you cleaning your room. It could be as big or small as you want. That's what she said. Or that's what he said. I'm sorry for the that's what they said jokes. All right. Did you already make your list? Okay, do me the favor and just pick one. Doesn't matter what it is, just pick one, big or small. The reason why I want you to pick one is because you're gonna put your entire attention to that one specific thing.
But Majinex, what about our other goals?
Look, I get it. I'm pretty sure you're wondering what's gonna happen to the rest. When am I gonna get to those? Eventually. If you're lazy just like me, you're gonna get burnt out from trying to juggle everything else. However, you're giving yourself enough time and space to find that perfect balance to achieve whatever that goal is. As for your rest of your goals, I want you to know that they're not going anywhere. In order for them to disappear or go away is literally by doing nothing. Yeah, you know I cooked on that one, right? You see what I did there? Now, it's time to get locked in. The lazy way. In order to do the lazy way, you have to start small. And because you're starting off small, it's gonna give you a lot of options. For example, if you're gonna be cleaning your room, you can give yourself 5 minutes to clean. or you can clear one area of the room and call it a day. Either way, that's a win, because if you actually did do it, congratulations, you just got ahead from most people that don't clean their rooms. But I get it. It also just depends on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. For example, you could also go to the gym, right? See, most people that spend their time at the gym usually spend about 45 minutes to an hour, on the average at least. And you can literally spend it for maybe 30 minutes, maybe 20, 15. Or you can also just go ahead and do push-ups. But I mean, there wouldn't be no point for that membership if you can do that at home. I mean, it is free. Now see, for most people, they may think it's a waste of time if you did the bare minimum at the gym. And look, I get it, that's fair. However, the trick to this is getting you the habit to start. If you can do cardio, if you just jogged on a treadmill, that's a win. You could call it a day. And then if you show up the next day and you said, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing bicep curls, and you called it a day, that's still a win. It's more about being in love with your own system and building up on it. Because like I said, once you start small, you're gonna work your way up for something even bigger. This goes the same thing with cooking. You don't have to cook an entire meal. You can go ahead and heck, maybe even learn how to like make eggs. Or you can literally just learn how to dice up some tomatoes, maybe onions, and then call it a day. It's all that it is. It's just starting. Now I get it. You probably already heard it before. You have to start now. And before you click off the video, did you really start? Did you really start? I mean, really, did you really start? You stupid bitch. But seriously, have you not given yourself the chance to start? Not time, the chance. Because realistically, you are watching my video. But two, you could also be watching any other kinds of content on YouTube and still don't do nothing about it. That's funny. I think I might make a video on how to clean your room. And it's honestly for me. I need to remind myself that I need to clean my room. But most importantly, when you eventually do succeed in your own goals, you can eventually apply that same energy into the next one. And you start wondering, what else can I do? Here's an example. If you watch my previous video, I talked about my acne. Now, I was very insecure about my face card. I had acne all over my face. My nose was very bumpy. My forehead was cooked. My entire face was just, oh gosh. It took me a while to eventually wanting to do something about it. A little too long. So I did the most simple thing. I went on YouTube and I searched up how to do a skincare routine. How do I make my face handsome? And mind you, there's a lot of information on YouTube how to do that stuff. So just to summarize the video, I ended up finding what worked, right? I ended up getting my own products and I stuck with what the video told me. Now, I will admit, when I first started it, yeah, sure, I was excited, but I was motivated, right? At first, I was motivated. And on top of that, I would hope to see the results to show within like at least a week. But my expectations were unreasonable. I let 3 days pass by running off by that motivation. And when I saw that my skin was not clearing up, I instantly was like, this is BS. This is going to take a long time. And I pretty much wanted to give up. And there will be days where I was on and off with my skincare routine. I was not as consistent. However, when my skin was breaking out even more, where I had bigger pimples, especially on my nose, looking like Rudolph again, the PTSD, the trauma. Because some of my zits were getting huge, I instantly was like, you know what? I have to be consistent. And I did. I stayed consistent with it. I was hoping that within time, my skin would clear up, or at least the huge zit on my nose would shrink. And it slowly was. And one day, I woke up late to work. So all I did was I got up, I went to go brush my teeth, wash my face with some water, and I went to work. And when I went to work, something felt off. I felt a bit odd. My face, I felt gross. I felt like my face was greasy, oily, but yet somehow dry and flaky. It's the weirdest explanation I'm ever giving. And I could tell that I felt like I felt rough. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but my days is a bit odd for some reason. And it's, I could tell it's related to my face. So after I got off of work, I went home and I went straight to the bathroom and I saw myself in the mirror. I instantly said, ugh! I was disgusted. I said, I knew I didn't know I was this chopped, but I knew it. So the first thing I did was I did my skincare routine. Washed my face with warm water. I went ahead and exfoliate. I went ahead and moisturize afterwards. And after that, I pretty much felt better. I said, all right, my day is back to normal. I feel clean. And that's the crazy part. When I came to the realization that I felt clean, I started looking back and I said, there is no way I used to live with myself like that. I really couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, how nasty my skin was, and I just lived off by that. That's ugh. And I don't think I've ever want to do that to myself ever again. You know, I at this rate, moving forward, I make sure that before I go to work, I wake up early enough to do my skincare routine. And before I go to bed, I make sure that I do my skincare routine. And after that, it became a part of me. And that's a key thing that I hope that you take away from this video. That whatever it is that you're trying to commit, anything that you want to learn, achieve, gain, whatever, right? Understand that whatever that is that you're trying to commit to, it is eventually gonna be a part of you. At least that's what the goal should be. But that was a skincare routine, man. What? Okay, sure, but the key takeaway from this is my skin did eventually clear up, and I'm proud and I'm glad, and I did get acknowledged for it. But if my story from the skincare routine doesn't give you that little push, I would like to share another little story from a friend of mine. And let's call this one Breaking Through the Limit. Now, I have a friend who had originally weighed 222 pounds. Now, remember early in the video where I talked about all talk, no show? Well, I had a similar experience with her. She would tell me she would go to the gym, and then she would go for a little bit, then she'll fall off short. And it would be on and off. And at one point, she had to giving me a motivational speech where she'll say, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm tired of feeling this way. And you know what? She said, I accept it. I accept the fact that it might even take me a year, maybe even longer. But she committed. However, for me at the time, it was, she's gonna fall off short again at some point, right? Right, guys? Am I right? Well, I was actually wrong. See, I would get random texts from my friend just once a month. Hey, I'm going to the gym. Guess where I'm at? I'm at the gym. And for me, like I said, it was just, okay, she's just going to the gym for that day or for a couple days and then she's gonna fall off. No, a year passed by, and remember, she originally weighed 222 pounds. She currently weighs 199 pounds. That's touching 200. That's also below 200. So let's clap it up for her. Let's clap it up for her. That hurt, because I had to smack my cheek for that, and my face hurts. Now for her, that's a really big achievement. And to me, trust me, not only do the numbers show, but you could also see through her physique, she's losing a lot of weight. And that is a big achievement. However, the same thing happened to her. She missed a day from the gym. She ate a bunch of junk food on that same day. She felt odd. She felt guilty for sure. But when she went back the next day, she felt so much better. And that eventually became her own little system. It became a part of her life. Because realistically, whenever you're trying to commit to one of your dreams, you have to enjoy the system. We can't allow ourselves to be happy. By the time we reach our goals, we should enjoy the process. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened to her. And ever since she went back, not only did everything felt like everything was back to normal, but she started wondering, wait a minute, what else can I do? And of course, she would push even harder. She would probably even stay at the gym a little longer, put on more weights on the lifting machine, whatever it is, right? She probably goes on walks longer, maybe running more often. Chances she could have also increased her speed. She's definitely pushing it 10 times harder than from when she originally started, which is why I said it's important to start small and work your way up for something even bigger. And look, even I struggle with this myself. I'm still practicing, but I do believe that this method works. It's all about balance. And look, if you miss a day, don't beat yourself up for it. If you know you've been at least consistent and you've been taking action, congratulations, you've done more than what most people would normally do. A lot of people would just go back to their old regular lives and continue playing video games. If anything, just laying on their bed or couch, doesn't matter. But as long as you know that you're gonna go back tomorrow, maybe within the hour, sure. We applaud for that, and we applaud you to keep going. At least I do. Like they say, some movement is better than no movement. I really do hope that this video helped you out, and hopefully that I spread some good word. I try to relay as much as I can because, mind you, like I said, I am lazy as well. But if you made it at the end of this video, please like and comment. And actually, if you're gonna comment, go ahead, comment the list of things that you want to accomplish and what's the one you're gonna stick with. Believe me, I will read them. Anyways, I am Majinex. I don't want to basically mainly focus on self-improvement videos, so at some point I will share some stories. I got a scary story that I might be cooking up on, so stay tuned for that if you want to check out the channel. Other than that, please subscribe, and I'm not really good at ending videos, so I guess that's a goodbye. Bye!